Without a still tent, you're easy prey to the sandstorms that sweep across the desert. Those storms tear flesh from bone and shred metal like paper. Unless you'd like to share a cave with some scavengers, your best bet is to build your own shelter. Build a construction tool and place out a sub-fief console. You'll be claiming a portion of the planet's surface for your very own, or rather borrowing it from the Emperor. I'm a little hazy on the specifics.
Radio, home of the Daily Motivational, with Master Inspirator Jovian Hunt.
Master Inspirator with the Daily Motivational. Today we must work hard, in silence, and let productivity be our cry.
The mystery deepens aboard the Sand Titan, as Crew Chief Jarek Thorne's death remains unsolved, and the flies begin to circle. It's Death on the Titan, Episode 3, The Visitor.
We need to talk about where you were, Jeb, the night Crew Chief Thorne died.
I don't remember exactly. I might have stepped out for some air. I just needed a break. The work gets stressful, you know.
You were running dark that night, but the weather hooks were engaged on Pad 1. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Malfunction?
What do we know about weather hooks?
They're used to secure ornithopters in bad weather.
But isn't it true that weather hooks can only be engaged from the cockpit of a thopter?
I don't know. I'm a comms guy.
Do you recall seeing an ornithopter?
No, I don't recall seeing a thopter or anything, really.
You sure about that? A thopter's hard to miss, even in a storm. Especially if it engaged the weather hooks.
Well, I honestly can't recall anything like that. Maybe the hooks malfunctioned. I'm sure it's happened. Everything else malfunctions before long on this tub.
Of course, we could find no evidence of any unscheduled thopter landing on the Titan. But maybe someone else knows something. Maybe someone knows exactly who landed on the flight deck that night.
I told you already. I don't know anything. Am I free to go?
With Jeb's memory failing to provide any clarity, I turned my attention to ship supervisor Lena Orlov. Several things she let slip hinted at a closer relationship with Crew Chief Thorne. There had to be more to their connection than she was letting on.
There was nothing going on between us. We were just colleagues.
Tessa mentioned that you and Thorne had a close relationship.
Well, Tessa's wrong. There was nothing romantic between us.
Why would she lie about something like that?
Maybe she's trying to deflect suspicion from herself.
You know what? That's exactly what I thought too. But then she played me this.
I'm glad we've had these moments together, Lena.
Me too, Jarek. I don't think I could survive another day in this barren wasteland without you. But that bitch. Who goes around recording the conversations of their crewmates?
She was keeping tabs on Thorne, documenting his lack of leadership skills.
Oh, she wouldn't shut up about that. I should have just transferred her to another rotation.
Tell me about you and Thorne.
Alright, we were involved. But we were happy. I had no reason to harm him.
If you had nothing to hide, why keep it a secret?
Because it's personal. It had nothing to do with his death.
Did anyone else know about your relationship?
No, we kept it private. It was nobody's business. Tessa has always had it out for Thorne. She's just trying to stir up trouble.
Tell me about Jeb.
Not about him.
His alibi is weak. As is his assertion that he received Thorne's secret messages, but had no interest or capacity to decode them.
He had the capacity, if he wanted to. We both had the same signal strength.
Does that mean you could decode the message too?
Yes, I could.
Then tell me, what did the secret messages say?
Stay tuned for our next exciting episode, where secrets unravel and the truth comes to light on Death on the Titan.
Master Inspirator with the Daily Motivational. Today, we must remember, difficult doesn't mean impossible. It simply means we must work harder. This is your master inspirator with the daily motivational. Today we must remember, no matter how hard we work, someone else is working harder.
The sub-thief console comes with an automatic shield system that will keep your base safe from the sandstorms. Just keep the generator fueled, or the storms will tear at your walls. And it goes without saying, don't build on open sand. Seal your base, off-worlder. Maintain good water discipline, and it will keep you alive. You've done well licking flowers and sucking sap, but you need a consistent source of water. And the best source out here is blood. Extract it, store it, refine it, and drink it. Raw if you're really desperate. And don't mind throwing up. Actually, don't drink it. Unless you really have to.
Fateful days before catastrophe came calling. It's part 3 of 5 Days at Carthage.
The Imperial Scenarist Guild has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthage incident. The following dramatization represents the official truth, as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and Aulic Council.
So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-194, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. We join our story alongside a capacity crowd at the Great Carthage Amphitheater. As the Battle of Windsor is reenacted for the enthusiastic continues to build for the main event. The history-making return of the legendary gladiator, Argus Fear.
Do you hear them, Argus? All of that for you.
Do not overfill my ears with honey, old dog. I hear the crowd well enough. I also hear the sound and fury of Laskan fire.
The Battle of Windsack, I believe. You know how the Harkonnen love their reenactments.
Bah! Never heard of any bloody Windsack.
A local engagement...
You're probably feeling it by now, Off-Worlder. Spice. It's everywhere on Arrakis. The air, the sand, the blood. It prolongs life, expands consciousness, and triggers some very vivid dreams.
He's situated there.
The Harkonnens, no doubt.
I believe the Baron would claim otherwise.
He would, wouldn't he? Where is my damn spice? The skin on my legs feel...
sacred to the Equan Bedouin. Here, Wally faced the trials of Aku, proving their knowledge of the Fremen ways. Find the Fremen, she said. Seven tests, 7 steps. Set your feet. Follow the uncertain path. Keep moving. The only true death is stagnation.
To be anywhere, and I wish to enjoy a nice day in the country.
He'll sleep for a while now. The battle is still hours away. I know it looks bad. We're mostly retired these days, but when the Baron calls, Argus can never refuse. I'm afraid his vanity wouldn't allow it.
I grew up listening to Argus Fear on the Communinet. My father said he was the greatest gladiator in the known universe.
Unfortunately, maintaining a reputation as the greatest gladiator in the known universe comes at heavy cost. By now, Argus has had every major organ slashed, crushed, or punctured. Every bone broken multiple times. He's had so many parts rebuilt, replaced, or regrown completely over the years, the Bene Tlilax will no longer guarantee their work. They say he shouldn't even be alive.
I had no idea.
No one does. As I said before, his vanity would never allow it. Still, the chronic pain he endures on a daily basis would drive most men to self-annihilation. But Argus Fear will never willingly die. His vanity would never allow it.
And with that, the Battle of Winsack is litigated once again. The crowd making plain their love for the Baron's men, in spite of the long shadow cast by the outcome of that very battle. Everyone knows the Atreides were responsible for Winsack. That much has never been in doubt. House Harkonnen was punished because your thick-headed cousin Glossu destroyed the moonfish industry on Caladan.
I've heard that before, and it's ridiculous. What could fish halfway across the universe possibly have to do with Winsack?
Let me ask you this, dear. Who spearheaded the Imperial investigation into the destruction at Winsack?
Your boss, Hasamir Fenring. Everyone knows this.
Oh, I wonder if that's the same Hasamir Fenring that was heavily invested in the moonfish industry. I hear that Fenring lost over a third of his fortune when the industry collapsed. Can you imagine?
The bastard.
Fenring or your lunk-headed cousin?
The Count bleeds our house dry with massive debt for a facility we didn't even destroy.
You know I love you and your whole eccentric family, dearest. But if someone deliberately reduced our holdings by a third...
I would skin them alive, of course.
Spoken like a true Harkonnen. Would you deny Count Fenring the same accommodation? As much as the Baron promotes it, I doubt House Harkonnen is substantively injured in anything other than pride. But enough of this. Are the girls ready? The streets are filled with revelers, and I'm not going to be late again. It erodes my authority, and I resent it.
Girls! What?
How dare you address your mother that way? As if you were speaking to common Mara. Try again.
Yes, Mother? You all look so lovely. It's a shame Phaedron won't be there to see. What? What do you mean he won't be there? I heard over the steward comms. It seems Fade and some of the cousins were ready to attend the arena when a contest of boasting broke out. Of course, it wasn't long before an impromptu hunting party formed, and the group found themselves on a highliner bound for Rosek. Rosek? I'm not going. Me neither.
You're dressed, you're going. Consider it your sole familial obligation. I had those dresses brought in from Chusik at great expense. You will be seen in them.
Not by Fate Rota, and he's the only one we care about. Fade is the premier get as far as eligible bachelors are concerned, darling.
Put that nonsense in their heads, huh?
It's true. Ever since the Atreides girl humiliated him at Arsent, Fade has been actively receiving suitors.
Whores, you mean? Oh, you're fooling yourselves, girls. All of you. You haven't the slightest chance with Faid Ratha. No. His mate will be selected for political advantage above all, and we offer none.
Father!
I know you think me cruel, but it's the truth. Ah, saved by a knock at the door.
Who is it that thinks Ibn Kiltaiba? The weight of a kindly god. Our god gave us the burning eyes of Allat and the words of the Kitab al-Ibar. Rest in black shade. Bin Kaif. When we began our wandering, we suffered. Until suffering was a thing we came to know within our souls. Arrakis is suffering. When we found it, we were home. On Harmontep, we were made to suffer. Our children taken and made slaves. They denied us the Hajj. Never to forgive, never to forget. The weight of a kindly God is a fearful thing. Did not God give us the burning sun to defy? Suffering leads to defiance. And where does defiance lead? Ibn Qutayba. Defiance who suffer. Ibn Qirtaiba, defiance leads to thought. Who is it that thinks? Those who suffer. Remember Harmontep, Bila Kaifa.
Still there, off-worlder? Your signal drifted for a moment. No matter. A thought occurs. When the Sardaukar began their purge, many Fremen were slaughtered. The ones that were not abandoned their caves, leaving valuable resources behind. Valuable resources that just might contain the makings of a still suit. Take what you need. Their ghosts will not object.
Sweet, honey.
Well, you better get used to the idea. I don't think the Fremen are ever coming back. The Emperor made sure of that.
Ugh, I've got to go. Bye, Mom. Bye, Nana.
What am I, Chop Slig?
What about you, Dove?
What about me?
Don't be coy. I know you're mad for the festival, especially the spice cake competition.
Oh, this is my year, Marika. The golden hat will be mine.
Ooh, working on a secret recipe?
See, that would be incorrect, my dear, because I am not working on a secret recipe. I am working on the secret recipe.
Oh, Oh, come on, Dove. You say that every year. And every year, Old Man Rashad's spice cake takes the hat.
Well, not this year, lovely. I've got a super secret ingredient that's gonna blow the judge's mind.
Is it more spice? Because if it isn't more spice, you're wasting your damn time.
Shut up, Mum!
What's your secret ingredient, Dove?
Oh, you know, just a little something I picked up from Frank. He calls it Flavor Enhancer 3000.
Frank? Are we talking about the Frank that built a fart filter into his still suit?
Look, don't be insensitive. He has gastrointestinal issues, and it's not a joking matter.
Oh, then you must be talking about the Frank that invented the thumper with a musical accompaniment.
Well, I'll have you know that was genius and worked as intended. I mean, unless you stayed around listening too long.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dove. I don't think Old Man Rashad has too much to worry about.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I should give the flavor enhancer a pass.
I told you, dummy! No signs every time!
Stay out of this, Mum! Come on!
The Pharaoh sees all, but what does it say for you? Have your fortune told, and learn what fate has in store. Only 25 Solaris.
Did the judge come around yet, Dove?
Not yet. Where's Judy?
Looks like they're in line for the fortune teller.
Oh, no! Old Man Rashad's booth!
Look at that line! He must be giving out free samples again.
Well, that's not fair!
Oh, want me to go over there as a spy and size up the competition?
You just want to try his cake, don't you?
Is that so wrong?
Help me!
Oh, I'll get you a piece too.
Well, that is not what I meant!
I know, but I will get you a piece.
Yeah, all right, fine.
Hey there, neighbor!
Frank! I didn't think you'd show. I mean, well, you know, because I wouldn't use your invention.
Come on, Dove. Have you ever known old Frankie boy to be a quitter?
No, but still hope.
Come on, buddy.
There's someone here. Eyes on hostile.
No, but my old family deserted me for Old Man Rashad's second line, so I can take that to bed with me.
Oh, I've been through his lines twice. That cake is better than ever.
Oh, thanks for the morale boost, mate. Yeah. I'm not too dry, not too moist, just right, is it?
So, what do you say we make this a little more interesting?
Wait, is that what I think it is?
Well, that depends. Do you think it's the Flavor Enhancer 3000?
Isn't it?
Ooh, right on the money. Let's sprinkle some on.
Sorry to hear about your friends, but I warned them not to camp so close to the sand. The worms have a long reach and a taste for luckless salvagers. Camp high up on rocky ground if you don't want to be worm food.
You think that?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to announce the Golden Hat winner for this year's Spice Cake competition. And the winner is Dove Denick of Depot 12.
Did he just say Dove Denick of Depot 12?
He said Dove Denick of Depot 12.
We did it! We actually bloody did it!
Dad, you won!
Congratulations, Dove. We're just as shocked as you are.
Come around, all. There's enough for everyone to have a taste. The line starts behind my wife right there. And here's some for you, and you, Governor, and a big piece for you because I like the look of your face. One for you, little boy, and your mum.
Tell me, Dove,
Can we know your secret? I don't think it's an overstatement to say your cake achieves new dimensions in flavor. Did you put anything special in the mix this year?
Well, it's a lot. Why, yes, your judgeship, he did. In fact, the winning cake was baked with real spice and the Flavor Enhancer 3000.
Flavor what now?
Flavor Enhancer 3000! A golden century flavor discovered and refined by yours truly, Franklin Munt.
I can't believe I'm saying this, Frank, but one of your harebrained inventions finally paid off. Oh my! What was that?
You okay, Mr. Judge?
Sorry, I don't know what came over me.
Frank! I forgot to tell you about that part. What part, Frank? In certain rare cases, it seems that the Flavor Enhancer 3000 may cause some gastrointestinal distress.
Certain rare cases, eh?
Almost all the time.
In light of this new information, Dove, I'm afraid we cannot award you the Golden Hat.
Well, we didn't win, but at least we didn't do any permanent damage. Yeah, Dad, that's progress.
Well, you know what? All things considered, I think we did pretty good today.
Yeah, we did.
Another day, another Solari.
This is Dune Man Keith Miller, reminding you to secure all fuel equipment at the first worm site. My crew waited too long. Those both crawler and carry all to the Leviathan. We thought we'd land in the big borders, but now we'll take generations for our children and grandchildren to work off our debt to the guild. Be profitable. Be safe.
at Carthage. Brought to you by the generous patronage of the Padishah Emperor and the tireless support of the Spice Miners Fellowship and Leisure Committee. And now, it's time to dim the lights and return with us to those fateful days before catastrophe came calling. It's part 4 of 5 Days at Carthage.
The Imperial Scenarist Guild has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthage incident. The following dramatization represents the official truth, as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and Audit Council.
Stop. Stand still for a moment. I can see it in the way you stand, the way you walk. You've been through the training. You're a trooper. I thought as much. As much as I would love to take... Arakeen may have a seasoned trooper or two willing to take you on. I am Gavori, veteran trooper, freelance adventurer, and slayer of cheap vintages everywhere. And I'll train you to be just like me, for the right... Not much to tell. This is, I don't know, bandit scum. Just up country from it.
And flasks of the anxious capacity crowd.
What happened, Val? You've been gone forever.
More importantly, is it done?
It's done.
Hey, stop. So perhaps you'll give us the courtesy of who you are? It's a good story, I'll give you that. But even the sandworm... Welcome to Griffin's Reach, stranger. The rules... Name's Mir. Unless someone shows up... There was a fellow. The Griffin is the... What about him? What's on your... No, he arrived... Ridiculous. I used to live on Rosek. Problem was...
Not just the Harkonnens. The Imperials as well. There's an alert on both community-nets.
Don't worry about it. I've got it covered.
Bullshit, you've got it covered. They know we're here. So none of them followed me back.
I said don't worry about it. In about 10 minutes, we're all gonna walk out of here together right through the main concourse.
You drinking your own supplies, Disc? Our faces are probably spinning on every corner in the city by now.
There's security everywhere.
In 10 minutes, the authorities are gonna be too busy to even care about us.
What are you talking about? Too busy with what?
Too busy with the poor people of Carthage. So tired, so overworked, and forbidden from even a drop of the good stuff to ease their troubled minds.
Until we come in and drop a cargo load of paint stritter into the pent-up town.
They overindulge. But can you blame them? All that angst has to erupt somewhere. But what do you think's gonna happen when they learn their beloved hero is dead?
There's no way they can know. It just happened, and it takes a while for word to get out.
If someone's already putting that word out.
We told everyone, boss. People were pissed. And you'd be surprised how fast word spread.
They really love this Argus Fear guy. Who is he?
I already told you. He's the greatest bloody gladiator in the last 300 years.
I don't watch blood sports. I'm more of a chin-ups guy.
I predict a full-blown riot. 10 minutes tops.
That's how we're gonna walk out of here. Crowds all liquored up and pissed off. When they hear Argus Fear is dead, there's gonna be blood in the streets. It's really impossible to track in the chaos.
Oh, not just the crowd is liquored up. How about the whole damn city?
But how do they know it's us, Stisk?
The vault we hit with the containers of booze. I reported it all destroyed with the rest of Simbo.
But it wasn't destroyed. You lied to your own people.
Then we stole from them. What the hell, Stisk? How did they find us so fast?
Our cover was blown the minute we hit Carthage airspace.
Impossible. Smuggler Ornies have standard-issue transponder masking.
They do. But our cover wasn't blown by the Harks or the Imperials. It was blown by our own side. Of course they would recognize their own transponder mask.
What did you do to us, Stisk? We can never go home now.
Sorry, Val. If there was any other way...
Any other way to do what? betray and steal from our own?
She doesn't care about the smugglers, Val. This is all about the Harkonnens.
That's right. The Baron and all his spawn can go to hell and take their city with them. Carthage is burned to the ground for a just like Simple.
Millions could die.
If they could live. If they get out in time. There's more chance than my sister got.
What the blazes is the hold of Davros? This ground car hasn't moved in 10 minutes.
It's the crowd, sir. As you correctly surmised, they seem particularly agitated.
Blast it, man. I told you to take the back way and damn the main thoroughfares.
This is the back way, sir. I'm getting reports from all precincts. The people are well lubricated and taking to the streets.
Father?
What, Ludmilla? Can't you bloody well see I'm working?
Oh, relax, dearest. The poor girl only said she has to...
Damn it. I told you all to go before we left. Davros, what do you suggest?
I have a cup, sir?
I'm asking about the mob, Davros. The angry, inebriated mob encircling us at this very moment.
Wait a second, sir. There's a bulletin being flashed on all Communinet frequencies.
What? Who?
This is Chome Communinet 1 with an emergency bulletin. At 21 local time, Karthik officials announced the death of famed gladiator Argus There. Further reports indicate widespread unrest throughout the city, as well as full-scale rioting at Amphitheater Square. Prefecture authorities have ordered the streets cleared, effective immediately, as a curfew is now in effect. Let's go live now to...
I am surrounded by fools, darling. I'm not the drunken, slack-jawed apes cavorting just beyond. No, the fools I lament are the dead-eyed imposters within my own organization. These so-called prefecture authorities that have, for some unknowable reason, ordered a curfew and the streets cleared. Two orders that I, as the High Prefect of Carthag, with the most complete knowledge of our forces' capabilities, would submit. We have no bloody hope in hell of enforcing. Two orders that will, in the end, only serve to incite the drunken mob more, if not compel them to violence.
Darling, the girls are afraid.
Listen, girls, this is a Series 7 armored ground car. The same vehicle used in the Emperor's own livery. The Series 7 is renowned throughout the Imperium for its amendment.
Amphitheater security has been overwhelmed, sir. The surrounding precincts are pulling back as well. Word is, this is escalating into a full-scale revolt.
Darling, if we don't survive this, I want you to know, I hate your entire family.
Father!
Whatever happened to set this off? Oh, you can be sure there's a Harkonnen at the bottom.
Actually, sir, reports are coming in attributing both the alcohol and death of Argus Fear to a rogue smuggler and her crew. Still, I suggest we withdraw to the residence until the situation is secure.
Yes, Davros, get us out of here.
Sir, do you mean...
Yes, Davros. Engage the battering ram.
Very good, sir. Now would be a good time to ensure all your safety harnesses are well fastened. It gets quite bumpy at ramming speed.
is your master inspirator with the daily motivational. Today, we must remember when you live with purpose, hard work isn't an option. It's a necessity.
A seasoned crew chief goes missing from an iconic harvester, and nothing is as it seems. In this tale of intrigue, betrayal, and deadly ambition, the sands of Arrakis hide many secrets. Join us now as we begin to unravel the dark and mysterious truth behind the disappearance of crew chief Jarek Thorne. It's Death on the Titan, Episode 1, Eye of the Storm.
It was my first time on the Sand Titan, but I knew it well. Everyone did. It was the last of the old Ventport Demeter 4 super harvesters. A 6-deck factory harvester with a rebuilt Dyrmidium centrifuge. A rust-hued colossus that become more than its well-worn constituent parts. The Sand Titan had become a symbol of the Spice Miners Guild itself. Its silhouette was a well-known, comforting sight upon the dunes, but I wasn't there for the tour. I followed a long and circuitous route from Transport Thopter to Transport Thopter as I worked my way into the deep desert where the Sand Titan roamed. As a senior ombudsman for the Spice Miners Guild, it was my job to solve problems and make sure that the spice wasn't flowing, though. The Sand Titan had been pinned down between two storm fronts and had gone dark for almost a week. That, in itself, wasn't unusual. The deep desert was known to be a chaotic and wasteland with rapidly shifting weather patterns, amongst other palpable dangers. No, the unusual part was the content of a secure transmission from the Titan's command deck. It turns out there'd been a suspicious death on the Great Harvester, and the crew was paralyzed with anger and fear. Unfortunately, anger and fear are bad. So I was ordered out of my make things right. As the last leg of my fragmented journey neared its completion, I examined Chief Thorne's guild record once more. Chief Thorne was a man of discipline and was well regarded by his crew. By all accounts, Thorne wasn't one to shirk his responsibilities or fail in his duties. No, in fact, Thorne had never even been late for a single shift until that fateful night. My first interviews were with the tool pushers assigned to Thorne's shift.
he just didn't show up.
I knew right away something was wrong, so I went down to check his cabin, but he wasn't there.
We were between two Oriola's fronts at the time. See, we were running dark.
That means we were operating mechanical only. All electronic systems had to be shut down. You know, to protect against the heavy electromagnetic interference generated by the storms.
Anyhow, like I said, we're running dark. It means all holograms were offline. We had no quick way of finding it. Yeah, Titan's a massive beast.
So, what did you do?
We did it the slow way. Searched everywhere from the top down.
That's the command deck, the mess, the crew deck, the crew lounges, the intake deck, the processing deck, storage racks, shaft disposal.
Even suited up and checked the flight deck.
No easy feat in the edge of two hard-charging Coriolis fronts.
And what did you find?
Nothing. Nor did he.
It was like he vanished. Thin air.
Hours passed as the crew's anxiety grew with each tick of the clock. Then, in the early morning light, ships Lina Orlov made a gruesome discovery.
I found him. What was left of him, anyway. His body had been pulverized in the separator. I only knew it was him from the clotted tuft of blonde hair with a stew of blood and bone.
Crew Chief Thorne was dead. That was for certain. And the circumstances of but clear. But what might have been written off as an accident at first soon began to look more and more suspicious.
This isn't supposed to be possible. The mechanical separator had a failsafe built in, a dead man switch to prevent this very thing from happening. Someone had to deliberately override that and multiple other safety features to cause this.
At that point, Captain Andahar Noah, the Sand Titan's capable leader, sent his corps for help before launching his own investigation. And among the crew, one name quickly rose to the surface. Deckhand Rico Marr. After an anonymous report, Rico had been investigated for skimming unprocessed spies, an offense that led to a heated confrontation with Crew Chief Thorne. Tell me, Tessa, how did you come to be in the crew lounge when Thorne and Rico came to blows?
It was Captain Noah's Oath Day. I was passing through the lounge on the way to pick up the cake.
And what did you see when you got there?
Thorne and Rico going at it. Well, there was a lot of yelling at first, but it got physical quick. I mean, Rico was a big guy, but Thorne knew how to fight and laid a beating on Rico. We separated them before it got too bad, but you can see for yourself. The holocam was not the last one.
You think you can humiliate me like this? I'll be shitting teeth for a month. Count yourself lucky, thief. In the old days, they would have fed you to the mechanical separator. I have no idea how that got there. I've never seen that before.
The incident had been diffused, for the time being. But the tension between Thorne and Rico was palpable. Was it enough to drive Rico Marr to murder? That's what I was working to find out.
I was shift supervisor at Chief Thorne's next rotation.
And how would you characterize Thorne's state of mind?
Thorne was worried. He didn't report the fight with Rico straight away, which is weird for such a straight arrow.
What happened next?
We don't know all the details, but holocam coverage tracked Rico to Thorne's cabin later the same night. There was some kind of second altercation.
Did Rico have an alibi for the time of Thorne's disappearance?
No, he didn't. He claimed he was in his quarters the whole time. But the stormfront had closed in. We were running dark. There was no way to confirm his location with the holocams.
So, with suspicions mounting against the deckhand, Captain Noah ordered Rico Marr to the brig.
What we found next raised even more questions.
What am I looking at?
That's a mnemic film wire containing a coded message to Thorne.
I knew exactly what it was. but I wanted to learn what the ship's supervisor knew.
As far as we could tell, the code was based on old cipher used by Atreides signal intelligence.
The plot was thickening. Why was Thorne receiving secret messages from the Atreides? And why was that message in Rico's possession? I hadn't decided yet whether Rico was lying or not, but it seemed the crew had made up their minds. Communication specialist Jeff Dolan was tasked with deciphering the secret message, and I tried to quick but thorough job. What started as a murder was rapidly becoming something else, and I had to get to the bottom of it quickly. The Slice Miners Guild had a mandate to remain neutral in the ongoing war of assassins, and had successfully done so. Thus far, or had we?
Join us again next time, as new secrets are revealed, and we dive deeper into the enigmatic death of Crew Chief Jarek Thorne. But until then, stay vigilant and watch the sands. Until death on the Titan returns.
Who goes there? There's someone here. I need help.
Master Inspirator with the Daily Motivational. Today, we must remember, we don't work for recognition, but do work worthy of recognition.
United Communinet Theatre presents an Arakeen Playhouse production of 5 Days at Carthage. Brought to you by the generous patronage of the Padishah Emperor and the tireless support of the Spice Miners Fellowship and Leisure Committee. And now, it's time to dim the lights and return with us to those fateful days before catastrophe came calling. It's part 2 of 5 Days at Carthage.
The Imperial Scenarist Guild has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthage incident. The following dramatization represents the official truth, as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and Aulic Council.
So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-1-94, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. We join our story in the bleak hills of the Simpo Uplands, a barren and windswept place, devoid of any life. Devoid, but for the crew of smugglers carefully negotiating the rat-blasted hellscape.
The locals say these hills are haunted.
What locals? There are no locals. Not anymore.
That half-blind fortune teller in Arsum said these hills...
Impressive, Off-Worlder. Just remember, if you didn't connect the tubes between the caths and the thigh pads just right, you'll be drinking your own liquefied feces. And that does not count as hydration, by the way. I have good news, Off-Worlder. My leg has recovered enough that I will risk it to move forward. I know a place in your sector where we can meet. Craft a survey device so you can figure out how to get there and join me.
What did your half-blind fortune teller say?
He told us an old grabbing tale about the Jinn. Angry spirits, born when someone dies suddenly and violently, without knowing the how or why of it. Sorry, Stisk. Val said you had people in Simpo.
Contact. Get ready. Around the next bend on my mark. Go!
Hold up! Hold up!
What? What is it?
I didn't know what it was, but I got some on my boots.
I got it in my mouth.
Looks like it could have been a kit box. There's a bit of tail.
Boss, if anyone else is in this sector, that was very loud.
What are we doing here anyway? I'm told this is a restricted sector. The sort of car kill on sight.
This one's got a sense of humor. Let's kill her.
Ha! You can try.
Time to move.
We're here for an old family heirloom. A necklace I left in the care of my sister.
Didn't mark you as the sentimental type.
Sentimental got nothing to do with it. What's mine is mine. As long as my toad of a mother didn't find it and trade it for a pinch of spice.
What makes you think it isn't a hardened pile of scrap with the rest of the place?
Maybe it is. That's what we're here to find out.
What is this stuff?
Regular old sand. Heated to 5,500 degrees.
Who did this?
Surprised you don't know. Your Honorable Duke was in the thick of it.
It was before she arrived on Arrakis. And not a story either side wishes to tell.
What story, Val?
Simpo was a Harkonnen village. Even after Shaddam took Arrakis from us.
He means the village elders were bought and paid for.
Anyway, it seems the town water system had a crack or a deficiency of some kind. But no matter how many times the village petitioned us for help, they were met with typical Harkonnen indifference. Granted, we had a war of assassins to wage, and there were other priorities. But that didn't sit so well with the younger folk in the town.
Seems that dying of thirst makes you cranky. Go figure.
So let me guess. They went behind your backs to the Atreides.
Yeah, you got a smart one here, Val. Don't screw it up.
Of course. That clever bastard Tufir Hawat immediately saw both the strategic and propaganda value in turning a Harkonnen stronghold. Duke Leto tasked his best men with the job.
You know, I don't think propagandic is a word, you big ox.
What did the Harks do?
Harkonnen loyalists within the town began a